Okay, we're going to do another tutorial video. This one can be 3D printed. It'll be a name tag that'll include your own name. So let's load up Onshape in your web browser and we'll sign in. Okay, there you go. I must have remembered who I am. I'll just show you where we're going with this. This is what we're doing. Okay, so I'll go back to Onshape and we'll create a new document. So we'll create a document and we're going to call it name tag. So we're going to start our sketch and we're going to do this on the top plane. So we click our sketch button, we select our plane, we can turn off the origin, the top, the front and the right planes now, and we're going to view this down on top. So right click, view normal, rectangle, click once to start, click again to stop. We're going to set the size with the dimension tool. Long edge will be 45, short edge 25. We can close that sketch by clicking the green tick. I'm going to go back to a 3D view, just zoom backwards a bit. Extrude button, select the new sketch we just drew to a thickness of, so that we change the depth to 6. Press enter, have a look at it, looks good, and tick. We're going to round the corners of this. So we're going to look for a tool that's called the Fillet Tool. So let's click that, and what do we want to fillet? So we're going to click the corners. So notice as you hover over different parts, it will select those parts. And we've got to be careful here that we only click edges. It could be easy to click a face, which would put a fillet all the way around. We actually don't want that. So if you accidentally click the wrong thing, go back to the fillet dialog and click the X there to remove it, and then just try again. So we want the edges, we want this edge, we want this edge, and you're going to have to rotate your view. So you could also rotate by clicking on the view cube and this edge. We've got a little 4 next to our cursor. That means we've chosen 4 edges. We should be able to see our 4 edges listed up there. And 1 millimeter is too small. So we're going to change our radius there to 5, I think looks good. Let's press enter. Yes, I like the look of that. And we'll tick. So now we've got our rectangular prism with rounded corners. Now along the top toolbar, you may have to look under a down arrow. You're looking for the shell tool, the one that says shell. So we click that, and it says faces to remove. So we're going to click on the top face. So click that and you can see what it does. It shells out the inside. The shell thickness, we'll change that to 3. Press enter. That's it there. And we tick to close that. If this is a name tag, it's probably going to get banged around a bit, so sharp corners, sharp edges are not that good. So we're going to look for the fillet tool again. So we're going to click fillet. This time we are going to click, hopefully you can see what I'm pointing at. I'm going to click this top right edge, Now it won't work because our radius is too big. We're actually going to change that to 1. Press enter and we can see what it's done. That's good. The tick should be where it says tangent propagation, put the tick in that. If you don't have the tick in that, it'll only try and fillet one edge at a time. If we tick that, that fillet will run all the way around. We're also going to fillet this inside top edge. So click one of those inside top edges. Click, it'll put the fillet there. We're also going to fillet the bottom outside edge. So click there. And we can, it's not essential, but you can also fillet this inside edge, the inside of the shell there. So we can click there and that runs that fillet around the inside. Have a look at it. If you make a mistake, remember hit these little X's up here in the fillet dialog. And once you're happy, tick. Alright, let's put our name or your dog's name or whatever in here. I'm going to put my dog's name in here and also a phone number, so if my dog gets lost, someone can look on his tag and know who to call. So sketch, look for the sketch button and we're going to click this inside surface where it's been shelled. So click that. Let's view normal. Remember we could click the N on the keyboard as well. And now we're going to look for the text box, the text button. You may have to look under a down arrow. So click that and let's just drag a box inside that shelled area. This is where you type the text. So I'm going to write my dog's name. Her name is Tali. If you want, you can do bold and italics and all those sort of things. You can change the font and tick. So it's ended up way too big. So remember, we could use the dimension tool and let's resize this. So we're going to click from this short edge to this short edge and we change the size. I'm not really certain what size we're going to change it to. Remember the overall is 45, so it has to be less than that. So I'm going to try 42. It's still too big. So I can double click what we've just done and change it again. So I'm going to have to go maybe 35 looking at that. That's okay. We can hover over the corner and drag the, well, we have to deselect the dimension tool. Oh, we should be able to, I thought we could. Why won't it let me do this? For some reason it's not letting me drag. Okay, it's not letting me drag. So I still want to put my phone number in here. I need to leave room for a hole and my phone number. So at the moment that text is still too big. I can't work out why it won't let me drag, so I'm not going to bother. 35 is too big, so I'm going to go maybe 30. That's okay, and I should be able to get the phone number up in there. So I'm happy with the size of that. Now I'm going to click the text box again. I'm going to put another one up here. And this is where I'll put the phone number. I'm definitely not going to write my real phone number. I'm just going to make a number up because this video is public and I don't need everyone to see my phone. And tick, way too big. So remember, we use the dimension tool to resize that. I'm going to have to go fairly small here, I think, maybe 25. I could probably go a little bit bigger, so let's double click and try 30. Probably a little bit too big. I'll go 28. Alright, I'm going to put the hole here. Anyway, for now I'm happy with that. So we can tick our sketch now. I'm going to go back to a three-dimensional view. We need to extrude our writing. So, extrude button. You should be able to hover your mouse so that every bit of text is highlighted. So we'll click on that. It's trying to extrude it 25 millimeters, which is way too big. So it's only going to be 1 millimeter. Now there's one of two things you could do here, and I'll leave it up to you. We could have the text extruding up. The other thing we could do is click remove, and it'll extrude into the name tag. Now it doesn't matter what you choose, it's up to you. You can choose what you like. If you extrude in, there's a chance that that could fill with dirt, especially if it's on your dog. If you extrude, instead of doing the remove, do an add, there's a chance that they could get bumped by your dog and broken off. So I'll let you decide what you'd like. And once you're happy, you can tick. If you don't like the look of it, double click the extrude and change it. So anyway, for now I'm happy with that. I'm going to zoom back. Actually, I think I'm going to put the hole here. There's plenty of room there. So that's the last thing we need to do, is create a sketch, draw a hole and extrude it through. So we'll click the sketch. We're going to click on this top face. I'm going to view it normal. Circle tool, center point circle, and we'd put the center of the circle somewhere in this area. Drag it out and click. Use the dimension tool, click on the edge of the circle, click to place the dimension, and we're going to make it 5 millimeters. Now we do want to get this circle close to the edge, so you should be able to deselect the dimension tool. We should be able to drag. Now it doesn't want to drag again. Okay, I've worked out why I can't drag it. When I hover my mouse near the edge of my circle, I get this little icon that turns up. So it's because of that little icon that I can't drag. So if I click that little icon, so if this happens to you, and press delete, I should now be able to drag my circle. I need to drag it close to the edge here, so that it nearly touches those edges. Hopefully you can see what I just did. I'll zoom in. I'm dragging it so I nearly get it right up close to those edges. If we're too far away from the edge, it'll be hard to put a key ring through it. Anyway, for now I'm happy. So we tick our sketch. We'll go back to trimetric view. We're looking for the extrude button, and we're going to click on that new circle, change it to a remove, and from blind to through all, and tick. Have a look at it. That's our end result. You can share that to me and I will endeavour to 3D print it for you. Or if you remember how to do an export as an STL and email the file to me, that's another way you could get it 3D printed. That's it for this video. I know it's a bit longer than before, but hopefully you'll enjoy this, and that's a cool thing we can 3D print.